Yeah, hello and welcome to another update video about Sandbox, one of my favorite metaverse cryptos and one of the metaverse cryptos that I talked about in my top 10 for 2022 video. Of course, in terms of which metaverse crypto to go with, there is personal preference. I really like Sandbox. I also like Mana and Gala, but they have more risk in my view. I think Sandbox has really established itself, with all these partnerships. And don't get me wrong, I think Mana is a good one as well. Gala is a bit of a younger one. I heard the tokenomics aren't great. To be honest, I need to look into it in a little bit more detail myself. But the Gala platform will be very interesting as well, certainly. But with Sandbox, I think it is, just in terms of what it offers, probably a very, very interesting one for the future. And it is very, very early days. Of course, we're currently in a downtrend, and some of my buy orders triggered here at close to the lows, which I'm really pleased about. We did get into the target area here. We've actually touched the target area again, and I can probably better we can better see that on the daily or even the 8-hour chart, where you can see that we touched the target area here twice, did come into it a little bit, and yeah, basically we could say that the Sandbox could have completed its correction, but to be fair, I do expect another sell-off, as I do expect it for Bitcoin and many other cryptos. I had here on the chart the A, B, C pattern. You remember up there we talked about an upcoming correction, which is great. I hope it helped a lot of people. I know it did, because I saw the comments at the time when we talked about the upcoming correction here, because it was just overbought, and that's something to be aware of. When a cryptocurrency is overbought, be careful, especially after such an impulsive move up. Then we had a bit of a fake out here to the upside, which is typically that wave B, when many people get too bullish. That's why you get this. You get an initial sell-off, then you get the people who buy in again, and however, the correction hasn't been finished yet, and then you get your final sell-off, making your lower low. And that's what we're doing, and we have dropped a lot, which makes me think we are already close here to the end of the correction. I had on the chart here a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pattern, which would indicate that we could already have seen the low, especially as we touched the 200-day moving average. Nevertheless, so the 200-day moving average is sitting at 245, and that target area starts actually at 280, yeah, and finishes at 150. I had a few questions here in the last few days. How likely is it really to get to that 150 level? I think it's not unlikely. I think we can see that because certainly I think we're gonna go here to the 230 level. Yeah, the 150, it is really low. It is really low. There is a potential we get there, but I think the 230, we haven't really seen that. That is the 0.786 Fibonacci level. I wouldn't be surprised to see that in a final sell-off. And yes, I have here a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the chart, but I think this is a bit more complex than that. I'm going to look at that in more detail, because I think the wave 3, or at least the wave 4 here, one of them is, no, probably the wave 3, is a bit of an extended one. So I have to re-look at that. I think we've got waves within waves here. So I'm going to do something similar that I did with Ethereum. I haven't had time to review it before this video, but it would suggest now a bit of a move up of the Sandbox, maybe all the way up to that, yeah, maybe here to the 0.618 Fib level at 362. Wouldn't be surprised by that. And that would also be very well in line here with that descending trend line that we see here at around $3.60. I think then we can see another sell-off coming, and that would suggest that we maybe have seen the low of the wave 3 here. We're now moving up in a wave 4, very similar to Bitcoin, and then we get that final wave 5 sell-off that could take us to 230. Yeah, but the 150 is not off the table. Of course it isn't, depending on how much Bitcoin is selling off. But if you look at the 230 level, and we can zoom in here, yeah, you can actually see where that white horizontal line is at 230. You can see that this was a lot of support before, and I'm sure it will provide a lot of support again. We've only come down all the way to around 250, yeah, or 255, and then very, very close to the 200-day moving average. We're also oversold, and now we're moving up a little bit here, even made a higher high, which suggests that, yeah, we are, possibly in our wave 4 here before we see that final sell-off that could then take us to that 230 level. Looking at the indicators, I mean, we can see now on the daily, for example, I think it was, where we can see also the MACD moving up. We see here a beginning of a decreasing selling pressure. So all of that would be in line here with a little bit of a move up. We're getting out of the oversold range on the RSI on the daily as well. But all of that does not only in itself suggest that the downtrend is over. We also need to consider the higher level timeframes, and on the weekly we have only just made a bearish cross on the MACD. We talked about it on this channel. We are just here finding support at the 50 line of the RSI. I wouldn't be surprised if that breaks to the downside in the next sell-off, and yeah, that is why we could expect a bit more selling pressure here for the Sandbox. So yeah, I gave you the key support levels now and also the resistance, and I think in the next major wave up then what we can expect, as mentioned before, is a really nice price increase, certainly until the 1.618 extension level. That would be probably the wave 3. I think we completed a wave 1, we're now in a wave 2. The wave 3 will be coming, and that is normally a price target of at least the 1.618 extension at $13.40. But then you can see the 200% is also possible, $16.43, or even the 2.618. If it's an extended wave 3, we could see here the $21. That is where we are currently with the Sandbox. Hope you liked that update. If you did, please smash the like button and subscribe, and maybe even join as a channel member. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye bye.